So Apple is set to release earnings Thursday, August 3rd after the market close. And I want to take a look at two time frames, the weekly and the daily, for key levels, including any price, momentum, or timing analysis, since that's part of my trifecta of trading approach. So I'm HEMA ready and let's dive in. So you can see here on the weekly chart of Apple, every candlestick representing an entire week of price action. I have my RSI power zones plotted down below. And right now you can see that there is a disconnect between the price and the momentum, meaning that there is a pattern here that's showing a potential turning point in the market. We would then look at price confirmation to show if that is going to actually unfold. So the key support level, the price floor to monitor on the weekly chart, is at 186.60, right? So that's the first one I would look at. Then also on the weekly time frame, the next one is at 177.32. Now, if you're newer to my analysis, how I'm pulling these levels are part of methods I teach in my various courses and books. I'm just kind of doing the analysis as a demonstration and showing you how they apply in current market situations, okay? So always remember to do your own analysis and your own homework before you follow anything that I may be recommending here. All right, let's round this out with a third support level. So I'm just gonna double check here, and that would be the lowest low here at 170.42. So everything that's there, I'm going to keep and then add in resistance levels. So I like doing resistance or price ceilings in blue. And the only one I'm concerned with right now on the weekly chart is 198.23. Okay, now let's change this time frame, exact same chart, but change it to a daily time frame. So now every candlestick represents 1 week of price action. Now you might be wondering, if we look at this whole advance from January, what are these two vertical lines? What do they mean? Well, they're not forecasts. That's usually what my lines mean if they're purple. These darker red lines are representative of times when I had called this stock in my stock picks grid that I put out every week to select members. And this represents when I thought that this market kind of was overshot, okay? When I thought that this market had gone up far enough and was likely to be slowing down. So you can see that that was the case. The thing is that it didn't end the uptrend. So a slowing of an uptrend doesn't mean it will be over. And the reason I bring that up from past in the spring, guys, is because the same thing seems to be unfolding here, where there's a slowing of the uptrend, okay? A kind of chilling out going on, but we need certain price action to unfold for it to be an actual topping pattern. So let's look at the more recent action to determine what that might be. So we have those levels that I annotated on the weekly chart. Now I'm going to bring in more detail on the daily chart. So here's a support level that's important. I'm going to make the weekly ones a little thicker. Okay. Here's another at 182.59. And again, I'm just thickening up the weekly levels so that they stand out versus the daily levels. And here's yet another at 182.59. So all of these levels together, or rather 181.21. So all of these levels together, okay, going back to early June, are showing potential areas that if Apple gaps on the earnings release, that's a phenomenon that often happens, right? That we may see any of these provide support. But the most important one is 186.60. Unless this market pushes below that level, we are not necessarily at the end of the current uptrend, okay? On the flip side, for resistance, I see a level we can add in here at 197.20. Okay, I'm gonna spread out these bars taller so you can see the details more. And this is creating a range of resistance that is coinciding with a weakening momentum, but the negative effects of the disconnect between price and momentum on that weekly chart that I showed you, I think are coming to an end. So this is very important for those of you who use RSI power zones, okay? I see a lot of you in our monthly coaching live and other sessions see a potentially bearish pattern or topping pattern and then kind of get excited to want to jump the gun. The thing is that when there's a slowing, a disconnect between price and momentum in an uptrend like this and it starts to turn lower, that turn lower could simply turn into sideways moves or consolidation like you see here. Just because there's a bearish disconnect between price and momentum does not mean the price trend will change lower. Again, in order for the price trend on the daily chart of Apple to change to down, at the minimum, I would need to see a break below 186.60. Another support level that's there in the interim and the daily chart is 191.23, although I don't think it's quite as strong as the 189.30. So there you have it, a look at some key levels heading into Apple earnings, and we'll see what unfolds. Catch you next time.